happened? All right. Hope I gotta move this light. Okay, that's a little better. Okay. Hello everyone. Hope we have some people watching. This is Sonia with Stamping Around the Dining Room Table. And it's Friday, October 16th, 2020. I wanted to say that because I've just started sharing my Facebook Lives after the fact on YouTube. It is under my name, Sonia Ranger. At some point I may make a change and have it also say Stamping Around the Dining Room Table, but it's a new venture for me and I just wanted to keep it as simple as possible. So if this will also appear after the live today on Facebook, but within the next couple days you should be able to see it as well on YouTube. And if you would follow me both places, I'd really like it. But, you know, if you at least hope you check in once in a while with me. So my Facebook page is called Stamping Around the Dining Room Table. There are things on there that talk about different things that Stampin' Up! Has, either specials or just different things that come up. And for this month, we do have Designer Series Paper Sale for the whole month of October 2020. There's 15% off some selected Designer Series paper. So that's a good savings, so I hope that you will go and check that out. If you go to my Facebook site that mentions it and you click on the picture, it will take you right to a place that you can actually see it better and order it if you would like. If you also like, you could go just directly to my web page, which is stamproundthetable.stampinup.net, and you can order from there. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be yours. If you're interested in receiving a catalog, private message me with your address and I'll be happy to send that out to you. Okay, so for today I decided that I wanted to use the Toile Christmas. And the Toile Christmas was brought back from last year. And it's in, you can find it in our annual catalog. Hopefully you can see this on page 60. Okay, and it's $24. It does have coordinating dies, and they're in the annual catalog as well on $180. They're not available as a bundle at this point, however, so you would, if you wanted both, you would have to order them separately. And my trying to get to the right page here for you so you can see. And then right here it shows these are the dies, and if you got just the dies, they're $33. Okay, then I decided, because I wanted to have a few more sentiments available to me, I decided that I was going to use the sentiments from the Tag Buffet. Now the Tag Buffet, if I can get to it here, is in our mini catalog, the August to September one, I mean December, why do I always say that? August to December catalog on page 5. You can buy just the stamp set, which is what I did. They do also have, however, what they call a project kit that coordinates with it. It's not a bundle, they don't come together, but if you were interested, you could buy this Tag Buffet project kit. And it has enough to make 30 tags, 5 each of 6 designs. People who have gotten this, even if they make all 30 tags as tags, they still have plenty left over to make cards. Many people have chosen to maybe make a few tags and make a few cards, and sometimes they even coordinate them so you could have a card, a gift tag, you know, maybe even turn it into like a gift card tag or something like that. There's so many different things. It also would have things that you also could adapt it easily to scrapbooking pages about your Christmas. Okay, so I will show you this. I'll show you the Toile Christmas first. It has a cardinal. It has this branch. It has this stamp right here. The saying is right on like this banner. May your days be merry and bright. It has another that's Christmas wishes. And it's got these little fancy things here. It's got for you with love. And this is may this season be filled with beautiful moments and happy memories for you and those you hold most dear. And I'll just show you the and see here, I'll move this out. This is the die for the bird, and then you got a couple swirlies here, just for decoration. This is like a smaller branch. This is the larger branch that we have the stamp for. This and these are the two banners that they have. Okay, the tag buffet has this one. Now this one is a rubber stamp set. Okay, with rubber stamps you can stamp just directly onto your paper, but this one has you both can stamp directly on your paper, but this one, because it's red rubber and it has some padding between the rubber and the sticky part, you don't need that extra little padding like you do with a photopolymer. Just to get a better see, because those are photopolymers. So just to get a better impression, it's better if you have some kind of cushy thing under it. If you don't have something, we do have a Stampin' Pierce mat that you could buy from Stampin' Up, or you could even just use like a magazine. Something that's got a little thickness that will give a little give. So the tag buffet has Merry Christmas, 'tis the season, with love for you to and from, and then it has may the good times of today become the cherished memories of tomorrow, wishing you lots of love, joy, and happiness. And it's got an ornament, it's got this stocking, it's got some greenery here, some holly leaves and berries, and it's got like this little bow. Okay, so because I decided to get just the stamp set, and I wanted some extra sentiments, and I thought these kind of go along well with this. And Toile, one of the things with the Toile is the paper. And I just have to get to the paper here. Because the paper they also brought over from last year. And that is on page 34. In our catalog, in our mini catalog. Okay, and it's got Toile. Toile is like, you'll see it here in the cards. I left the bigger sheets out in the other room. It's got two, let me just grab that, it might be easier. Toile is an old-fashioned, many times it was like a cloth, and it had scenes on it. So like this scene here, you know, and it just repeats. And on one side it's in red, on the other side it's in green. Okay, so this is garden green, this is real red. So you have this, you also have one with some animals, green on one side, red on the other. There's also another scenery. This is more countryside. The other's a little bit more, I guess you'd say, in town, because it's like there's a church that they're driving by and things like that. And this again, red on one side, green on the other. Then they also have a stripe. Okay, that can make your eyes go wild on this. And they have, whoops, they have this like buffalo check. And I think I didn't show you, they also have, if I can find it here, the other one they have, it's like leaves, a plant, and of course I'm not, you'll see, I did use it on some of the cards, so I guess that's where you'll have to see it, because I don't see it right here in this group. So, All right, and that's on page 34 in our mini catalog. If you want that paper, that's $11.50. And I just want to make sure. And actually, if you get it this month, it's $9.78 because it's 15% off. Okay, so because it's old-fashioned, kind of an more old-fashioned paper, that's why these gave me the tag buffet. It just kind of gave me an old-fashioned feel with the stocking and the ornament, and just so I thought that might be a good match for this. So I did want to show you some cards that I have that have already been made up. These two, this is a card front. I did not do this myself. I received this at what they call a swap. You make a card front and you can swap it out with someone else who made one. So there's that one, and this is another swap that I received last year. But you can see they stamped and used a die cut to cut out that. Was from the wreath was from another set. And this, and even this branch that he's on was cut out, and then these were cut out. And they did, I don't know how well it shows up on the camera, but they did use embossing folders on the back. This is a woodland, I think it's called, and this was a leaf one, which I'm not sure if we still have that one right now or not. So I'm just going to show you. These are some cards that were made last year using this set, and unfortunately these are from last year also. I really like those, and I had gotten extra, so I do have some here. But what I did, it's like a fun fold card. It doesn't go the whole way, just part way, but the outside had been done. It had been done, but I hadn't stamped any greeting on it, so I did from using the card buffet. 'Tis the season. And the saying, may the good times of today become the cherished memories of tomorrow. Wishing you lots of love, joy, and happiness. And what I decided was to just do one of each, in each color. So you can see it in the green, you can see it in the red. Okay. Here's another one that, none of these are popped up, but they are cut out individually and put together. Even the little banner. So many times I will pop them up, but I decided on this one just to leave it nice and flat. It still gives it some dimension having it cut out like that. And I use the red. These are from the holiday jewels. Okay, then I did decide to make a couple cards just using just the tag buffet thing. So this one, 'Tis the Season. I did use the Toile paper behind it. This is the one that has just the leaves on it. So the Toile paper, 'Tis the Season. And this one, these I cut a little differently. Let me just see. Was there another? Oh, I do have another one. The most common cut that we use here in the United States is this one, where when you open it, this is really like half a sheet of cardstock. Cardstock comes 8.5 by 11. It is cut in half at 8.5 by 11. Yeah, so it's cut in half at 5.5, and then it's scored at 4 1/4. So this is what they call an A2 card. That is the most common card size that we have here in the United States. Well, this is that same size, but instead of cutting it this way, instead of cutting it at 5.5 and scoring it at 4 1/4, it was cut at 4 1/4 and scored at 5.5. So it opens this direction. Okay, and then these are cut the same way as that one at the 5.5 and scored at, or I'm sorry, 4 1/4 and scored at 5.5, but it opens this way. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that there's different ways that you can have the same size card, but they open a little differently and present a little differently. So, and then I just put Merry Christmas on the inside with some of the holly berries and leaves, and the same over here. Okay, so they're kind of they're kind of similar, just the front is a little different. Then I also did it with these, and this is the same, just green on one and red on the other. And I did put the saying from the tag buffet set in there. Okay, so those, I just thought I just really felt that they could mix well together. Okay, so the card I decided to make for you today, I'm using our shimmery white paper. It's hard to see on camera, but it's got just a little bit of shimmer in it. Okay, and I'm going to do our the cardinal. Now I'm going to turn this upside down so I can make sure that I really get him, because he's a little bit bigger than the ink pad. I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I want to get him inked up well there. And then I'm going to put him, let me just see here. Before I do that, I just want to make sure, because I want this on here too with him. So I'm going to hit that. Okay. So I want him, sometimes I want to just make sure. His tail's going to go off a little bit, but it's okay. And that good reason to have scrap paper so that it doesn't get on the surface of your table. Oh, I moved it a little there, but it'll be all right. And now I will ink up this branch and have it go. I just want to kind of see about where his feet are. So it's not going to be the whole branch on there either. Okay. And then I'm going to color him in using our blends. Now the blends are an alcohol marker, and they work well with the Memento. All right, our regular ink pads are water based, okay, and they do work okay together. If I can get that off, I'm using our cherry cobbler. I always want to say the wrong name for it. And I'm going to just try and color him in a little bit. This is the darker one, and I just wanted to get a little bit where the darker areas are, a little bit with that. Maybe a little bit right here. Sometimes, depending on the on what I'm coloring, sometimes this one has a lot of those stripes because it put the shading in for you automatically. But sometimes I will go over those with a darker color. In this case, I just wanted to be a little more careful in that and just kind of pull in the darker into with the lighter cherry cobbler, because these all come. Yes, all of a sudden I go, is that the right color? It is. These come in a light and a dark. Okay, and so when you go over the darker, it will like help blend it in a little more and just gives you a little more shading. Okay, and you can see this, and a lot of times on these bigger parts I'll use the other end, which is more, it's a broader tip, almost like a brush, but because some of this area is a little more it might be a little more delicate, so I'm just doing this. And now I'll just show you, because this part's pretty much, see, it's broader, so it does almost like a brush, so it does go a little quicker. Okay. Oh, and I forgot, I want those colors in over here. Silly me, I was working in the other room and I was trying so hard to be all prepared so that I could just do this with you quickly. Okay, and then I'm just using, this is Mango Melody, right? Yes. This is the darker that I'm just going to kind of, because I just liked it. It was a little bit, I like the color for the beak just a little more, but if it's a little too orangey for you, you could use Daffodil Delight, which is a little bit lighter. And then what I do on the leaves is I do the darker through, just kind of on these, on the veins, and then I use the lighter to kind of, and you still can see the center's a little bit darker between the black ink that was there and the darker, but it does kind of pull out those colors a little bit. And then I'm using the lighter red on the berries. Okay, so I'm just tapping in there to fill those in. Oh my goodness, I also didn't bring in the color for the branch. I guess it's a good thing my head is attached today. Okay, so I used some soft suede with this, and I just a few places used the darker. Especially like maybe right in here, but you just do it the way you like how it looks, okay? And I'm going to take the lighter. Oh, that's not the lighter, that's crumb cake. Here's my light. Here's the light soft suede. And then just kind of go over that. I hope my head's not in the way here. Suddenly realize my head may have gotten in the way. I apologize if it did. It's hard when you have a camera overhead and you're trying to really be able to see what you're doing. Okay. So there's that. Okay. So there's my cardinal. And I wanted to say just Merry Christmas on it. So I'm using the Merry Christmas from the tag buffet. I'm going to do that in the cherry cobbler. Oh, and that's a clear one, so I wanted to grab, I'll put this underneath just to be sure. I wanted to grab that to give me a little bit of a cushion there. Okay. All right. So I'm going to, so that we have a nice white background, as white as I can get it anyway, background here. And move the ink pad out of the way or I'll end up with my fingers in it. It would not be good. And then I misplaced my Stampin' Seal, so I'm just using it's the older version of this that we had. One thing I will tell you, I always try hard to look at this and make sure I've got it the correct way, because without, if you don't, that's how it ends up getting put on sometimes. Okay. And then for the inside, I actually think maybe I'm going to use, which I didn't have it ready, but I do have I think I'm going to use the one from the Toile Christmas that says, "May the season be filled with beautiful moments and happy memories for you and those you hold most dear." I'm going to do that also in the cranberry cherry cobbler. I have this thing. I think it's because before I did Stampin' Up, I had a cranberry color, and I loved the cranberry and this darker green, which we have, which is called Shaded Spruce. I love those colors together. So, okay. And those dry pretty quickly, but sometimes you might want to wait an extra second or two just to be sure. And you don't want to smudge it. Put this right here. And I'm just going to leave that like that for now. I may go back later and add some holly in there, or maybe some of these little swirly things. Not sure. So, all right. Oh, what I wanted to tell you though was find the other one. On this one, now let me just show you. When they stamped just stamp this bird. See, that's the eye. Well, I wanted it to be have a little more definition. So that has a black, it's almost like a little pearl, but it's black. That was from some little doodads, I call them, embellishments that we had for Halloween last year. But what I wanted to show you was, if you have, and it has to be an alcohol marker, because if you have a water-based marker, the color won't stay on it. But you can take your marker and color, like your plain, your silvery, whatever, clear. You can color that and just let it sit for a minute or two. Just let it sit just long enough so that it will dry and it won't rub off. If you do it with the water-based marker, they rub right off. So on this one, you'll see once I get it on here where I want it. And of course, it wants to move everywhere except where I want it, right there. And because it was the clear and it's glass, it catches the light. So just to show you the difference, there's the it's a little bit shiny, but it's not glittery. So there you can see the different eyes. Just if you just stamp it, which is fine, you can do that too. Or if you did a black one like I did, one that's like almost like a bead. Or if you want to color your own silver, like clear one, okay? And then I do want some, I think, because I don't have any of this color, I think I'm just going to do clear ones. I'm going to put a little bigger one there. And if I can get a hold of it, it's running away from me. There. And put one here. Ah, come on. Oh, it bounced across the table. In there. Most of the time we do put like, an odd number just because that's more pleasing to our eye. So, what do you think? I'm going to do a little something. I have to figure out what I'm going to do just because I goofed there and got it, that little bit around him. But overall, I'm happy with, aside from that little goober there, I'm happy how it turned out, really. Okay, so just to show you once again, here's some of the different, put all the birds kind of together if I can, or as much as I can. I think I only get 3 across. Then there's these. And these. Oop. These. And then the last bird I did. So that's all the cards that I had to share with you today. Hope all of them kind of show up there on the screen so you can see them. Okay, and I do want you to be able to see this right there. Okay. All right. So even if you can't see them real well, at least it gives you some reminder, because you saw them already up a little closer and individually. All right. So if there's any questions that you have, anything I can help you with, whether it's about Stampin' Up, about stamping itself, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can write, you could even, if it's a question, you can put it in the comments, because I'll come back later and answer those, or you can private message me. Private message me, okay? Again, this is Sonia with Stamping Around the Dining Room Table, and my web page is stamproundthetable.stampinup.net. Thank you so much. I hope that you all have a good day, a great weekend. I'll be back again on Tuesday at 10:45, and on next Friday again at 1:45. All right, everyone. Happy crafting.